What is your biggest pet peeve of mine?
I'll answer right now.
Nope. I know what it is.
I once ate, so I had pet turtles in Texas for a while.
No, don't say you ate the pet turtle. The worst
Literally
flight.
shifting in our seats. The turbulence
Sliding.
was so bad.
It was dark. There was a kid who just was vomiting all over his parents.
And then they're like, okay, what if we swim with sharks? Like go down in a shark cage.
Because I didn't know how to swim.
What's up, guys? Jinger and Jeremy here, and we're back for another episode of the podcast. And we've got a fun one lined up for today. We're going to play a game.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you about it in a second, this game we're going to play. But first, there's a couple things we got to get to, Ginge.
Okay, what do we need to talk about?
You're pregnant.
Yes.
And I think you should give the people a pregnancy update.
Okay, let's go.
You're over halfway through.
I am 23 weeks along, 23 and a half weeks, I think. 23 weeks, probably like 24. I don't even know. Somewhere in there.
You're at least 23 weeks along.
And I feel very pregnant. Most of my clothes don't fit like they should. I'm at that stage. So, yeah, but I'm very thankful I am out of the nausea and I feel so much better. Very thankful for a healthy pregnancy so far. And we're excited to share the gender super soon, hopefully.
We've got to plan that gender reveal, huh?
We need to plan it. We haven't put anything on the calendar yet, but we need to share with our girls, share with friends and family.
I felt the baby kick for the first time this week.
Yeah, it was so good. Big kicks. Very big kicks.
Maybe not the first time. Maybe a few weeks ago I felt.
It was like last
But it's
week,
starting to.
Stronger kicks.
Yep, starting to kick hard.
Yep. It's exciting.
Little one's going to be a soccer player.
We'll see.
That's fun. Hey, we got an encouraging note this week from a listener of the podcast. Listen to what Dana said. Dana sent us this message, and she said, Ginger and Jeremy, thank you so much for your podcast. They have brought me back to Christ. I had left the church, but knew something was missing. I listen to you both every week. Please keep the episodes coming. Bless you both. Dana.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is really
sweet.
sweet.
Thank you, Dana. That's amazing.
I mean, that's why we want to do something like this, is just to have fun, to keep life updates, but, speaking about Christ and the beauty of Christ throughout. And it's encouraging to hear someone say that something like this could have an impact on their spiritual journey.
Yeah, that's so encouraging.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, today we're getting right to it. So here's what we've got. Do you want to explain our good friends, Jeremy and Audrey Roloff?
Let's go. So Jeremy and Audrey sent us these Connect cards. And okay, to be honest, we have been so busy over this season in the holidays, just and our house reno stuff, all the projects, work, all the things. So we are just pulling these out. We just opened the package today. They sent it to us, I feel like a month or two ago.
Okay.
Probably I can't remember. We were on a trip when they arrived, but we are just opening them. And we thought today, let's go through some questions. Because
it's a brilliant idea what they've done.
Yeah. This is the couples edition of these Connect cards. And they sent us also a few other things before. And they are so intentional about relationships. That's really what they want.
Yeah, they do a good job.
People to be as like intentional. So they have a couple other sets too. There's like one for, I think for like grandparents that's coming out. I don't know if it's out yet or not. And then they're going to have one for younger kids or maybe teens or something. I don't remember.
Here, let me see this thing. So Jeremy and Audrey, they always have something that you can put your hands on. Like their marriage journal.
Yeah.
Remember that? And you fill it out, you ask questions.
Yeah.
Listen to what they say. beating50%.com. That's their
website.
That's their brand, yeah. These question cards will help strengthen your relationship through meaningful conversations, storytelling, and laughter. They just might become your new favorite date night activity. You may go through 20 plus questions in an evening or unexpectedly spend an hour telling stories after one question. However you use them, you're in for a meaningful and fun time.
Let's go.
Good job, Jer and Audrey. You guys killing it. And so you pulled some out, but you didn't hand select these, did you? Didn't you just pull a stack out?
Here's a stack.
Okay, here's a stack. And
I'm going to give you a stack. Actually, I should take some and you should take some.
Okay.
Just split it in half. We'll just
so
take a stack.
What we're going to do is go through these things and see what happens.
I'm nervous.
I have not read these. I don't know what. So if these questions get crazy, blame it on Jeremy and Audrey.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what to expect.
I'm a little nervous. So should I kick it off?
Yeah, you kick it off.
Okay. What is your favorite date night we have ever had?
Oh, man. You know what just hit me? Came to mind? Pachi. So there's a little
Pachi.
Italian restaurant called Pachi.
The one in the hills?
Mm-hmm. In the Hollywood
That's
Hills.
so good.
And we've
one
gone there
over-
several times.
Okay, because we went there over COVID.
We did. And we went there for our 7th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I think it was our 7th anniversary. And I love going up there.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
It is like the best getaway for a nice, peaceful dinner in LA because you really don't even feel like you're in LA. You are in the hills, and so you're winding around to get there. And then as you come out of a curve, right there, there's the
It
restaurant.
shows up.
And it's tucked away. It's so quiet, so peaceful.
So that pops in my mind as my favorite date night. A lot of times our date nights are finding good food and sitting down and talking and kind of just pausing for a while and not trying to, because life can get so busy.
Yeah.
I know we used to go on a date every night. I mean, every night.
I was going to say,
That's good.
every night.
It's a lot.
Well,
every week.
yeah,
Or so. We tried, but
yes, and that
doesn't
was
always
good.
happen.
But like, I think realistically for us, and especially as parents in the season, it just doesn't happen if you're trying to get out of the house for a date night.
Right.
It won't happen. And I think I don't have an expectation of that happening just because our lives are busy. Because some weeks we might end up being out 2 to 3 nights where we have an event or there's something we're doing or travel and it doesn't happen. But we're also spending time together. So we spend a lot of time connecting. And even after the kids are in bed, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Like one of our favorite things to do is just to sit there and have charcuterie and play a card game.
Yep.
It's fun.
One of the I was thinking about this one the other day is I think it was our 2nd anniversary, or it might have been our 1st anniversary, and I turned our living room in Texas into like a little dining room.
Yeah.
And I had food delivered.
That
and
was
brought
very
in.
special.
I should do that again.
That was really sweet.
But I won't
should do
tell
that
you
for
when.
you.
No, I won't tell you when. No, I'll figure it out. Do we do nights or date nights on Valentine's Day? Is that a thing for us?
See, I'm not even pulling it up.
I don't think we really make Valentine's Day a big deal, do we?
Sometimes, but it's not like we're not like strict about it. We're not like
What
we have
is
to
Valentine's
do this.
Day, and why are we having to take a date on a day that the government's telling us to take a date? You know what I
It's not the government. I think it
Feels
was like, wasn't there like Saint Valentine?
I have
Wasn't
no
that a
idea.
thing?
I'm sure there is. We could look it up.
I feel like I should know this.
But mandated dates, I feel like we don't have to abide by that. But
Yeah. But like we're very sporadic. So like one of my favorite things that we've done is whenever we go out golfing together.
oh yeah.
It's so fun.
So we went golfing. This was another anniversary event, but our friends Matt and Jenna, we went to Roosevelt Park, and it's this little public course. It's a 9-hole golf course,
It is so beautiful.
and you walk the whole thing, and it's like typically par 3s, maybe a par 4 or 2, and it was so much fun.
It was. And we also had another guy join us.
Oh, they threw so it's
Oh my word.
so they'll do this
Yeah.
at times at public courses like municipal courses. They'll throw, if you only have 2 people or 3 people, they'll throw a 4th in. Well, we had 4,
we
and
had
they
4,
said, "Oh,
and
you're
they
gonna have
threw
a 5th."
in.
And we were like, "Well, no, thank you. Like we're kind of hanging out. It's kind of like a special date night or whatever." And they're like, "Well, we threw a 5th in." And this guy, it was so funny. Like
What's his name? Oscar?
I don't remember,
Oscar?
but
he seems
he
like an
was
Oscar.
chatty.
He was.
He was talking the whole time, and
He may have been a little drunk. I'm not
he
sure.
didn't get the hint that we were like, 2 couples celebrating an anniversary or whatever. It was fine though.
He was really nice.
He was so nice, and
very patient with us.
oh
we
my
were,
goodness, yeah.
I think, well, I was playing bad. Everyone else, Matt and Jenna are good, and you are too. But like we were all maybe
Not
like a little rusty
decent.
at that time. I don't know, but I was terribly rusty.
He was really kind, and I remember thinking like at the start, like, oh man, this is gonna be a bummer. And like 2 holes in, we're all talking and
Laughing.
hanging out,
He
laughing.
was
a nice guy.
funny. He was very funny.
But that was a really fun date.
Yeah, that was so good. I like the golf dates because I feel like with the kiddos, it's nice to be able to go out and relax, and golf takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
But you're not just doing nothing. Like you're out there having fun
Competing.
together, getting upset because the ball just doesn't go where you want it to go. But then at the same time, there's like time to talk when
Right.
either you're on a golf cart or walking, whatever. And it's just fun. I feel like I fully relax when I'm on the golf
Yeah.
course. It's really great.
That's good. We need to do more of those.
We do.
Okay. Let me see.
I'm
I've got
so
a question.
nervous because I just have
You
no
don't know.
clue what's coming. So this Christmas, wrap the ones you love in luxury with Cozy Earth. I have to say, I have been loving our Cozy Earth sheets ever since we got them. I have been thinking about who I can gift them to next because they are super comfortable. I want to get a set for every bed in our house. We have guest beds, our kids' beds. I feel like I've been sleeping so much better, and I don't get it like as sweaty at night either because they're just super soft, luxurious. I feel like I'm staying in a 5-star hotel.
All you really need to do is go to cozyearth.com and /Jinger, Ginger with a J. But check out their products. They are honestly perfect gifts. Okay, so the sheets that we're talking about and love are called the bamboo sheet set. Everyone knows a silent night starts with the right sheets. Cozy Earth's bamboo sheet set is the ultimate gift this holiday season. I'm telling you, it will elevate everyday luxury. I mean, it's awesome. And you will adore it. And anyone you give it to will love it as well. It's the gift of unparalleled comfort, making every night feel like a serene escape.
Or husbands, if you need a great gift for your wife, the women's stretch knit long sleeve bamboo pajama set is perfect. And I'm just saying, Jer, if you want to gift me that,
I know.
not upset about it.
I'm on it.
So go ahead and grab yours because they are going to love it and want to live in that set for sure.
These pajamas are designed for those cherished moments of relaxation when you're just watching Christmas movies by the fire, ensuring that you feel cozy and stay warm all season long. So if you want your Cozy Earth pajamas or bed sheets before Christmas, order by December 13th. That means you've got 2 days and you'll get free shipping and it'll be guaranteed to get there. But if you miss that, you can still get expedited shipping by December 20th and you'll get it in time for Christmas. So don't wait. Go to cozyearth.com /Jinger for 40% off. Use the code JINGER.
And if you do the post-purchase survey, let them know that you heard about Cozy Earth through this podcast.
What keeps you from acting on a dream you've had for a long time?
Oh my word. What dream have I had for a long time, Jeremy? This is the challenge. This is hard. I don't know if I have had.
What keeps you from acting on a dream you've had for a long time?
That's a question I feel like I should have asked you. Because
No.
I don't know if I have like a dream that I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna like pursue this because I don't feel very visionary right now. And I don't have like anything that I'm dreaming of doing. This is something. Sometimes I feel like, okay, maybe, like what am I going to do once the kids are older? So like, what can I do to prepare now for that time? And what keeps me from acting on it is because I don't have time. And it's a
Like
future
what?
thing. But it's just like things that I want to do. I didn't work out that much. I mean, I guess I did kind of, but I didn't really know how to work out before we were married. So I would just kind of like walk or like jog a little bit or something like that. But like fitness, like that's something that I feel like is so fun. I realized I actually really enjoy working out. So things that's like a hobby. That's not like a dream or an aspiration, but like just exploring what things I might want to do, even as like fun hobbies and like trying my hand at something. I've always kind of thought like, oh, I would like to be more handy. So maybe like trying to build something crazy like Jana did. Like she built an arbor, things like that when I have more time, but not right now. I don't know if I answered that question fully, but
Yeah, makes sense.
I almost want to ask you. Should we just go back and forth? Ask each
No,
other?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm living my dream.
Oh, I feel like I am too. Okay. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
If you were stranded in the wilderness, which of your friends would you want to be with you? I think I know the answer to this question.
Oh, I'm saying Austin. Either my brother-in-law Austin
Or your friend Austin.
or my friend Austin here. Easy. Survivors. So my brother-in-law Austin, the two Austins I know, my brother-in-law Austin is literally just goes into the wilderness for weeks
He's really good at that.
and goes hunting
surviving.
excursions so he'd be fine. Um, I, and yeah, he'd keep us alive with,
I should have just said, if you were going to be on,
Alone.
Outlast,
Outlast, yeah.
who would you take with you?
What a great show.
You know?
So we've talked about Alone before,
Mm-hmm.
where they drop these contestants by themselves in the wilderness and they have to survive for however many days. Outlast are teams dropped, and they select teams,
Crazy.
but they can jump teams. So
You need somebody that's
ruthless.
Loyal. So yeah, I like that.
Loyal,
Austin or Austin.
Austin or Austin. They're both survivors.
Yeah.
They both get it done. And yeah.
The other person I
wilderness.
thought about,
Who?
Dylan Foreman.
Oh, really?
Dylan Foreman. He was in your wedding party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
He is somebody you'd want on your team.
For sure.
That's also who came from.
What a guy. He would survive 1,000%.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't hunt with like weapons. He'd hunt with his bare hands.
That's the thing. That's what's scary.
The man's vicious. So who would you take in the wilderness?
I mean, you, of course. And
Really? I'm a survivor? You're going to bank your survival on me?
Actually, we're not outdoorsy people.
We'll enjoy each other's
actually,
company for a few days and then die.
Yeah, actually, we're not big outdoorsy people. So I think I'd have to take somebody who
Bad
is more of a
decision, Ginge.
survivor.
Yeah.
I think I would take my brother John.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
He is a problem solver. Like, this is how John is. Anytime something goes wrong, he's like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. He's just very level-headed. He has a ton of skills.
Yep.
And he will get the job done. He will make things happen. And I feel like he would be a great person to have in the wilderness.
Yeah.
In a survival situation.
For sure.
John's good.
Yeah, big time. And then I guess it would depend on what you get to take with you, because that's half the battle is picking the right tools.
True. If you have to like make a fire out of nothing.
You know what's been interesting is watching Alone and Outlast. You think, and part of the appeal of the show is they're like, this is the most densely populated brown bear population in North America, and they put them in places with wolves and bear, and those things never create a problem for the people. Like
the wolves did. Do you remember that one episode?
Yeah, but they won't. So
they were surrounding the guy.
They surrounded Amos in Alone, but wolves will not eat a person. Google that puppy.
I beg to differ.
They're not going to eat someone. So I don't. I think the greatest threat are the elements, and the greatest threat is your own body.
Frostbite, like
things
your
like
limbs
frostbite.
falling off. Yeah,
things like so. Alone became a show of it was a starving competition. Who could starve the longest, right?
And then the people who actually prepared and put on more weight, they would do better.
Usually, yeah.
Than those who like
came in skinny.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
It's all about knowing like different types of plants you can eat and all that. So you need someone knowledgeable, someone who can hunt. So I wouldn't be too worried. Yeah, totally.
Like one of those people who just lives off the land.
And Alone also taught us that basically if you say "Hey bear" to a bear,
hey bear, hey bear, you gotta say it loud.
Yeah, I don't know why it's always "Hey bear," but
you could say whatever you want.
They all say "Hey bear."
They do.
And
That's
the bear
comes to mind.
Bear leaves them alone.
It's crazy.
All right, survival. So okay, let's see. I'm like shuffling these as if there's. What is a different career you could see yourself doing in the future?
Well, that's a great question. You know what? I don't know if it's very different, but it's kind of like I have told you this is funny because I've thought it would be so fun to go be a PA on a set in LA.
You have told me that.
It's so random. It's so random.
That is random.
Like, of all the things to be, I don't know why I say a PA.
Ginger wants to be running
go
around getting coffee
and get their food. And I want to set up all the things and be on the set, but not have to like do the video camera side, all that stuff. But just to be there because I love the hustle and bustle of a set.
Babe, we can make that dream come true right now.
You.
Mason,
no, don't make it.
Our producer Mason will say, Ginger, go get me a pumpkin spice latte.
What kind of coffee do you want? Done. Can I get one too? Yes, it's on the crew dollars.
This is a very attainable dream for you.
So, well, this is the thing. Whenever I drive past film sets, I always feel like, that's so fun. I want to go there. And I know the PAs get yelled at probably the most. So I do feel
you wouldn't
for
yell
them.
at Ginger, would you?
Maybe.
No, he wouldn't.
Unless I got your drink order wrong. Then you would.
No.
It's okay. It's fair. It's fair. So I just feel like that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I see all the sets all around our area, and it just looks fun.
I love how Jinger doesn't want to be a CEO. She doesn't want to be a teacher.
I'm not going for the
she
money.
wants to do a PA.
I'm not going for the money.
Yeah.
The PA job is not great. You can work your way up from PA positions.
But here's why you love it, I think, is because all of the PAs who worked with us on the show were awesome.
They were super fun. They were
Yeah.
like the party on the side because they did
Yeah.
not have to do like they would be busy doing their projects or whatever. If it was like a craft project we were going to do or we're jewelry making today, they would go out and get all the things. I love shopping. So I love not spending my own money. So I would love to spend other people's money, shop, get coffee, get snacks, get supplies, bring them all the things they need. It just sounds so fun.
You'd be a great PA.
I would love to be a PA. So if anybody wants to hire me as a PA, give me a couple years. I have to have this baby to get my kids.
Ginger, Mason, we'll literally hire you. We can have you PA.
I'm talking about
we can have you
set.
PA for the podcast.
I'm talking about on a set where it's not our money we're using, it's other people's money. And I'm going to go do that.
I like it.
Okay.
You're going to get
about you?
so many fruit snacks and bagels.
I love it. The fruit snacks are what I'm there for. And
vitamin
the
waters. You're going to have the best.
It's true.
Green
I would
room.
always, the thing is, when the crew would leave, and if they left for a longer period of time, which was more rare, it was only at the end of the season or whatever, where they'd be gone for 2 weeks and then come back. They would like sometimes leave the snack buckets. And I remember that being like a highlight. Didn't matter how old you were. I was like, we have fruit snacks here. I'm not going to buy these for myself because they're not healthy.
Yeah.
But when the crew buys them and leaves them,
then
I can eat them. Or I can drink the Diet Coke that I would never buy for myself.
Why wouldn't you buy Diet Coke for yourself?
Because it's unhealthy.
Oh. That's right, it is.
Right. Okay, what about you, though? I have to hear that
Alternate career? Goodness, I don't know. Alternate career. I have no idea. Oh, yeah, I do. Golf. I'd be a golfer.
I like that.
Kidding me?
Let's go.
I wish I could restart my life
Scotty
and have
Scheffler.
played golf. Yeah. Shout out to our brother in Christ, Scotty Scheffler.
Let's go.
I would redo and focus all of my energy on golf.
Well, I feel like that's what you want our kids to do now. You
so
have
that we
this
can all
dream
play golf together.
that they will not. It's like you love soccer so much, but you are all about them getting like a golf scholarship.
Well, golf
It'd be great.
So the advantage of golf is, aside from it being incredibly frustrating, you can play it until you're in your 80s. You can play into your 90s, depending on what your diet is. And you can start young. Think of the other sports. If you ever, so for me, I play soccer, but if I ever want to go back to the actual sport of soccer to play it, how we would play it, we would need a referee, a stadium, fans, like all this to get that experience back, right? You have to if you're a football player and you're like, hey, let's go play football, you have to get pads, you have to get, all the players, you have to you can't replicate it once you're done. So whether you're playing professionally or collegiately, once you're done playing, basically.
Wow.
But golf, you can play on the same courses that the pros play on. You can have your bag of clubs, go out there.
Babe.
It's the same experience
you're talking
from
about
5 years old to 85 years old.
It's not too late. It's
way too late, Ginger.
No, it's not.
Ginger, it is way too late.
You just said you can play till you're 80. I doubt you can actually play professionally until you're 80.
Yes, it's way too late.
You can play.
This is a question about career, and I cannot make you and the girls would starve if I pursued this career.
I've been golfing with you, and you're not bad. No, I'm kidding. You're
not good.
You're actually getting better.
Well,
you are getting better.
Literally,
progressively better.
there's only one way to go for my golf game.
Worse or better?
I can only get better. I'm the bottom of the barrel.
No, you're not.
So literally am. So that would be my career, though. I would commit to a life of frustration.
Okay, I like it.
I think it was Sinclair Ferguson said golf was invented by Calvinists so they could enjoy themselves without having fun.
That's really funny.
Okay.
Okay, it's my turn, right?
Hey, I like these connects. Hey, Chair and Audrey, good job.
Nice work, right?
They're doing good. I wonder, did they come up with these or did ChatGPT?
Who knows?
We're gonna ask them. Did they come up with every single question, or did they get some help? I like this though. This is good.
Fun. Okay, what is something you always wanted to do when you were a kid, but you never got the chance?
Skydive.
When you were younger, like how young? Because you have to be a certain age to skydive.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just always wanted to do it. I never did it. My brother did it recently.
I like it.
Wait,
when you
jump.
were a kid, hold on. How old do you have to be to skydive? How old do you think you have to be?
Oh, I think you have to be at least 12.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Are you looking it up? Yeah,
How old do you have to be?
Skydive.
Minimum age is 18. Yes, I knew that actually. Because I was going to go skydiving. Can you believe that? I was going to go skydiving.
Yeah, there's no way.
No, I was. But they were talking about it for a filming thing, and the crew was like, oh yeah, we should go skydiving. And I was going to go. But then when they looked up the age, I was. It was back in my days when I was not afraid of planes, I was afraid of heights. But I thought as long as I can get up in the plane, I'll jump out, I'll close my eyes, and I'll be fine. And I can say I did it because I was trying to be cool. So I was going to go, and I think I was 17. I was just barely short of that window. Awesome. And so my siblings, quite a few of them went who were older than me. But I did not go, and I was bummed. Which is just a shock.
So at some point, this is a little thing you need to know about Ginger. At some point, the fear of heights entered Ginger's mind, and now she hates airplanes. She hates heights.
I hate tall buildings.
But it wasn't always that way. But I remember on our honeymoon, because we filmed our honeymoon for the show, and so they had all these ideas for what to do. We were in Sydney, Australia, and there's a massive bridge in the Sydney Harbor. And they're like, hey, you can do the bridge walk. So we look it up, and Ginger's like, no way, I can't do that.
Oh, heck no, Jeremy.
So I'm like, all right, we won't do the bridge walk. And then they're like, okay, what if we swim with sharks? Like go down in a shark cage.
Sounds super
So we'd literally be in the Sydney Harbor in a shark cage with great whites or whatever coming up to us. And I'm like, yep, I'm in. Ginger's like, yeah, no, we can't do that.
Because I didn't know how to swim. You have to know how to swim.
And then
because they weren't going to just put you in the cage.
They were like, what, you want to go parasailing or whatever?
And I was like, no, it's too high. Which I felt like such a stick in the mud. Is that what you say?
So you know what we did?
I don't know.
We went and we hung out with kangaroos. That was really fun.
And dingoes.
And dingoes. And then we
ate a lot of food.
Oh, ate a ton of good food. Went to the Sydney Opera House.
And then we landed here.
Oh yeah, in Los Angeles.
Beautiful LA.
That's crazy. We're 8 years on, and who would have thought we'd be here? Okay, so that's what I was dreaming of when I was a kid, I think. Extreme sports.
Something that you didn't get to do was that.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I don't know of anything that I can think of right now.
Okay.
On the spot.
All right. I got a question. Oh man, what is the last thing you Googled?
I mean, I literally just Googled.
Oh no, that doesn't count.
Age of skydiving before that.
Yeah.
How do you update Google Chrome?
Oh.
How do you update Google Chrome? And then before that, I think it was something about a candle. Some girl said on her Instagram that she lit some candle to start off the season. I was like, and it was a certain name. And I was like, why did you light that candle? What does that mean? And it was an Advent thing that I'd never heard of.
Oh, so you Googled, why did this girl light this candle? Pull up.
But I can't remember the name. Let me see if it's on my search thing. Look, in my history. It was a friend I saw on her Instagram. And, oh wait, how do I do this? I can't even find my history. Where is it? Okay, here we go. The Candle of Hope. What is the Candle of Hope? Because she had said that she lit that. And so the Candle of Hope for Advent assures us we can have hope that God will fulfill the prophecies declared in the Old Testament about Jesus.
I like it.
So that's what it was. That was the thing, because I was like, what does she mean she lit the Candle of Hope?
A hope-filled candle. Okay.
That's it.
I like it.
Yeah, and Google Chrome, I was supposed to be doing a podcast interview this morning.
And you couldn't get Google Chrome
I could not get it to work. And then it just was like one thing after another. And I am so bad with tech stuff. That's why I could only be a PA, is because if I was going to be on the crew, I mean, maybe produce, because I guess you have to have some knowledge of that. But like the producers that were like on our show would give the direction. And so like sometimes I can see what to do.
Yeah.
If it was a reality show, I could produce that because we've already been in that place. But other than that, no.
So you want to know the last thing I Googled?
What?
This morning I saw my friend Matt, and he had a pair of Asics shoes on, but he just got back from Japan. And I was like, oh, sweet, Asics. And he's like, no, those aren't Asics. Those are Onitsuka Tigers.
Ooh.
And Onitsuka Tigers were the original brand that was Nike.
No way.
And
I didn't know
Phil
that.
Knight worked with Onitsuka and Tiger to
That's crazy.
eventually he designed a shoe. But Onitsuka Tiger is what they're called in Japan.
Still the Nike?
No, the Asics.
Oh,
But
the Asics.
here,
Wait.
the Nike guy worked for them back in the day.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But Onitsuka Tiger is Asics in America.
Okay.
So I was Googling, is Onitsuka
Wow.
Tiger Asics? And the answer is,
Interesting.
as Onitsuka Tiger grew to become Asics, it went on to establish itself as one of the leading sports brands.
Oh, cool. I like it.
That's a good one.
Sometimes
Good
I
question.
Google the stupidest stuff, so I'm glad that I had some good ones for that.
I should have said one of the last 5 things.
Nope. We're not going to go to the last 5.
How do you spell?
Yeah. I actually felt like I was so good at spelling for so many years. And then now, the past couple years, I just feel like I second guess myself on everything. So I do Google how to spell stuff all the time. Or like, what does this word mean? Even on very basic words.
I like it. Hey, sometimes you just take a word for granted.
Help me. Help me now. All right. What's the riskiest thing you've ever done?
Whoa. Riskiest thing I've ever done?
I feel like you're a daredevil, so I'm actually kind of curious to hear what you're going to say.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe eating a habanero.
And almost dying from it.
No. Did
The
that one?
Pocky one chip
Oh,
challenge.
the Pocky one chip challenge. That almost killed me. Took me out for like 2 days.
You had a fever and chills. I don't know if
So
you're
I
like
do the
getting
eating
COVID.
stuff. The eating challenge. I'm a sucker for eating challenges.
Yeah, you are.
So I drank a whole bottle of Tabasco to get my hot dog paid for.
For your hot dog and my hot dog and
Yeah.
fries and a drink, which was like
It was
$7
like,
max.
yeah, it's like $10 or something.
Was such a bad decision.
I once ate. So I had pet turtles in Texas for a while.
No, don't say you ate the pet turtle.
No.
It's like don't go there. Don't.
That'd be terrible.
We'll never kiss you again.
There's like these like shrimp, like
oh, you've
river
told me
krill,
this before. That's right.
and they smell terrible, and they come in a little container, and you dump them out, and they float on the surface, and the turtles come eat them. But it's like mini shrimp, but they're krill.
Nope.
And I dumped the whole thing out on the table. And
Why though? Did
so
somebody?
yeah,
what was
my
somebody gonna
buddy
do for you?
challenged me to do it, and he said he'd wear a bow tie to church or something.
That's it.
And I was like, yeah,
Wardrobe.
done. And so I ate those, and that was disgusting.
But
So
like, what is the scariest, like, riskiest thing? Like,
well, those are risky
life-threatening?
because you're like,
I know you can get sick.
you're like, what's gonna happen to me?
That's pretty bad.
But riskiest thing I've ever done, I'm not really a daredevil. That's the thing. I'm pretty calculated. I think
You're calculated because you're not going to do something where you could like die.
I jumped off the stratosphere on that like controlled
That
jump.
was
It's almost
crazy.
like a bungee jump kind of thing.
But that's the type of things you will do any of
But
those.
that's super safe. I mean, that's super.
Yeah, but you'll do any of those crazy.
You know what
things
I'm
that I
not going
would
to do anymore?
What?
Roller coasters.
Because of all the videos.
Instagram is the worst for roller coaster videos. They give you too much info.
I know.
There
The
was a
person
guy.
who jumped out. Did
Yes,
you see that
this
one?
guy is going to the top of the roller coaster,
Oh my word.
and it's about to go over the ledge, and he realizes that his buckle,
seatbelt was not
or his
buckled.
seatbelt, what
It
did you
came
that
undone.
bar was not down.
It was just up.
And so he jumps out right before it goes over the edge. But here's the crazy thing is like, I was thinking, what are the odds that someone else in the car doesn't have theirs done? So then there's footage of him getting out, and I just thought, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore.
He jumped out and grabbed onto the bar, and then he walked down those stairs that are like hundreds of feet in the air. I don't know. Like, that's
Imagine being the
next level
person
scary.
working the roller coaster and just going, wait, why is he walking down?
But I think a lot of that happens. Like, I looked at that to see. I was like, what park was it at? Because if it's at one that's not kept up well, I looked up that issue, that incident, and there were multiple incidents at that same place because it's not maintained. They don't have anybody who's like keeping up with the rides.
Who's maintaining it? That one is not like the
Like, I feel like
ride
if you go to
maintenance.
Disney or somewhere like that,
Yeah, but
they
that's the hired
have-
hand helping.
Yes, but
That's
I'm
Hans
saying,
from Sweden. He's here for the summer,
yeah,
and he's just trying to go to lunch.
right.
And your life is dependent on
Right.
him buckling
So
that
that's the thing. So that's where I feel like if you go to a park where maybe the people are paid more, they actually have general maintenance.
thing. Before we get on, we ask him,
'Cause-
like, hey, how much are you paid hourly?
Well, we know how much Disney makes a lot of money.
Do they
So
pay their employees adequately, though?
their employees seem happy from what I've heard.
Well, that was the Mickey guy.
So,
Dressed up like Mickey Mouse, Ginge.
yeah.
We got to take our kids to Disney.
Maybe not after that.
Yeah, so I might be
I
done
don't
with
know.
roller coasters.
Really?
Unless I ask the people running them, operating them, how much they get paid.
It depends on what kind of roller coaster, too. So,
Well-
like, I never went to circus and fairs. Like, I would never ride on those because they're
Yeah.
held together by pins. Those little rinky-dink ones.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, I remember we were in El Salvador or Honduras, one of the two. And one of the crew members, or three of them rode on a little Ferris wheel. And when I say it was a Ferris wheel, it was like as tall as the ceiling. It was little chairs. And there was like one that was just held together by these tiny pins. They did it.
Crazy.
And we were like, yeah, you're going to break a bone.
Yeah.
You're not going to die because you can just fall, but you'll probably break a couple bones.
You know, honestly, the riskiest thing that any of us do every day is get in a car. Like, think about it. People are listening to this podcast right now, driving down the road at 75 miles an hour, barreling down the road in basically a 1-ton tank on wheels, narrowly missing other people by inches, maybe a foot.
Let's not freak people out. Not give them a little
It's called
paranoia.
driving.
Oh, I know. But there's something about having your feet on the ground regardless.
Your feet are not on the ground. I don't want my feet on the ground if they're going 80 miles an hour.
I do.
It's going to hurt your feet.
I would much rather be closer to the ground than high up.
It's risky. You know what's interesting is if I think about it too much, I enjoy doing things that are, thrilling. But if you think about anything too much, it'll freak you out. Like surfing. If you really think about it, like you go to the aquarium and everything you see in the aquarium, the big and the bad, is in the ocean with no plexiglass. And we know sharks just come up to the top, stingrays come up to the top.
That's why I don't go in
sea
the
lions
ocean that
come up
much.
to the
I
top.
like to go to the ocean, but I don't
Yeah.
like to go in the ocean.
So I would love to go surfing. I've been surfing once back in the day. I go out in the ocean. But if you think about it too long, I freak myself out.
Yeah. It's probably better that we have a little fear of it because it's a big, wild place out there.
Yeah. Okay, Ginge, here's the next question. If I was a vehicle, what would I be?
A tank.
Stop it.
Yeah, you would be.
A Prius.
Oh, stop it. You're
Ridiculous.
No, it'd be a Prius. A tank.
No,
A Tundra.
Okay, I'll take it. You know what? I think you would be like a Range Rover Discovery.
Let's go. That's
Like
so dope.
luxury, off-road luxury,
I like that.
leather seats.
Leather seats.
Yeah.
Got to go
just
the platinum package on
yeah.
that one because leather seats are nice.
high maintenance. I'm just kidding.
Am I high maintenance?
No, you're not. You're actually not high maintenance at all.
Okay. I was going to say, I can cry a lot, especially in pregnancy, and I can feel high maintenance, but
No, you're not high maintenance.
yeah, I hope not.
Oh, what is one way you think we balance each other in our relationship? It's a good question.
You are steady and I'm not. No, you're just level-headed and you think through everything very rationally. And sometimes I can feel like I don't. I can just see the problem and not the solution. And it's not always helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we think differently about
Yeah.
things. You are very sensitive and kind and compassionate, and I can be a lot of times like just solution oriented.
I can be a pessimist.
You are pessimistic. Yeah, you are.
You always see the bright side of things. And I'm always like, this could go wrong.
But that's good though, because you're grounding. Like I have all these ideas and stuff, and I can be like this visionary with this or that, and you get down to the brass tacks and are like, yeah, but what about this? And then oftentimes I'm going,
Sometimes it's annoying.
no, but oftentimes I'm going,
It's
oh
like
yeah, you're right.
we don't need to think of all the things that could go wrong because I won't want to pull the trigger on anything because I'm like, well, we need to think through this.
Okay,
This
okay,
option.
so that's a real thing with us. I am very proactive, and it
Get it
gets me
done.
into trouble because I make decisions really quickly, and then I have to backpedal oftentimes. You are very slow to act,
And I will
so
never act.
cautious. So
I will
the,
never do
the
it.
benefit of that though is you're calculated, you're careful, you don't rush into things. But then the downside of that is sometimes you won't get things done. So I think we actually balance each other on that. where sometimes I will come to you with an idea and you'll have really good checks on it and say, no, but what about this or this? I go, yeah. Other times you just want to be pessimistic. So then we decide, no, we're going to do it. We
because
just need
I'm
to pull the
just
trigger.
overthinking it.
You're
at that
overthinking
point.
it. Let's just pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Let's do
that's
something
true.
rather than nothing.
Yeah.
And
you make such good decisions whenever you like, you can help me see the other side of things too, because often I will just like delay. I'm like, well, like even spending things, right? I'm like, well, we need to wait for a sale. But then it's like, well, if we wait all these months, we're going to end up spending more on whatever it is because we're having to like wait and we need this thing now. Like we need to do this now. And I'm like, well, we need to hold off because I'm so way too frugal and many times. And it gets me in a place where just, I hate to spend the money on anything.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to like bring me back to reality. Like right now we're talking about getting a new car because the space in our vehicle and the one that I drive is getting a little tight. And with the new baby, we're like, okay, well, where is Felicity going to sit? And there's not, we want them kind of closer to the front and it just doesn't fit. Like the family's not going to fit in the car and I want to keep it. And you're like, no, we need to figure out how to make this work. And so, yeah, it's things like that, right?
Yep.
I'll just drag my feet because I don't want to spend money on anything.
Yep. But we balance each other out.
Yeah. I think it's a perfect balance.
Yeah.
It's good. Do I need to find another one? Ooh, what is the worst trip we've ever been on?
Like together, yeah.
What is the worst trip?
So I don't think we've ever had like a nightmare vacation or anything.
Okay. I just think about our last trip to Kentucky.
Oh,
that was the most miserable time.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so it was also like one of the best times
Yeah.
in many ways, but it was also the worst time.
So we go to Kentucky because Jinger is speaking at Ken Ham's Ark Encounter. And
I was speaking
there's
at a women's conference.
A big women's conference there, and you're speaking on your book, Becoming Free Indeed. And that was really cool, and we were super grateful to be invited. And my parents drove up from Pennsylvania, and so there was a lot of elements to it which were amazing. Got to hang out with Ken and see a bunch of people. But then, 2 days in...
I spoke at...
Well,
okay,
first,
so this is the thing. I spoke...
Well, no, before we even got there.
They had 2 duplicate women's conferences. Yeah. So I did the first speaking engagement like the day after we got there.
But before we even got there, the flight there.
Before we got there. Oh, my word. We told y'all about this flight.
Yeah, it was the flight. It was the worst flight we've ever been on.
The worst
Literally
flight.
Shifting in our seats. The turbulence
Sliding.
was so bad.
It was dark. There was a major storm we flew directly into. We thought we were going to die. Everyone on the plane probably thought they were going to die because like at the end, they were all like, we were saying our Hail Marys. There was a kid who just was vomiting all over his parents. Evie threw up everywhere. Yeah, I know.
So then,
just
2 days later,
it was gross.
So yeah, thanks.
It was really.
So then
gross.
2 days later, Jinger speaks, but then Felicity comes down with the stomach bug, and my parents had just gotten to town, so my mom's like, "Well, let me hang out with Felicity. I'd love to hang out with her for the day and be, super sweet." And we went to one of the museums or something, and so Felicity, it was like a 12-hour or 24-hour thing.
Oh, I stayed with her that day.
Oh,
too.
you stayed with her that day.
I stayed, and your mom and dad went
with Evie. Got it.
And then I started feeling bad later that night. But did you start feeling bad first?
No. So that was Felicity got it, and then it was a whole day passed, and then it wasn't until the next evening, at 9:00, and you had to speak the next day to like 2,000 women
early in the morning.
Yep. And at 9:00, we all get hit with the stomach bug. I mean, you, me, Evie. My parents had left. They never got it, thankfully. And that was the most miserable night of our lives.
Yes, it was. Because it was not just a one and done thing. We were sick all night. And I mean, I would rather have almost any other sickness other than a stomach bug. Like I think about fever, chills. Yeah, you feel bad. But I hate the stomach bug with a passion. So anything like that, it's like, please, Lord, spare us,
Well, because you're in pain. And then you're having to stay up because Evie was throwing up every 20 minutes.
Yes. And on top of it, like you would go to help Evie and then I would go to help her, but we were feeling miserable. Like we could barely get up and then you're in an Airbnb
away from home.
It's just not your own place. And so it's gross to be like in that position and like not be at your house.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's difficult to be sick away from home. And so, and then the other thing is with kids, I mean, with yourself, one thing you can endure it, but with the kids, like Evie, she's so little and you realize she needs to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
But you can't give her
You can't give her
food.
anything. You have to wait a couple hours and,
Yeah.
and that way she
And then
won't
anything you
keep
do give
losing
her
it.
at any point, immediately it comes
Yeah.
up. So
I was more concerned about her because
yeah.
she was so pale and was starting to get more like weak and stuff. And so you're trying to take care of her, but you're also like out of it yourself. Right. And so both of us were just absolutely miserable.
Those were hours where I remember thinking, I just cannot wait to be home.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to be in our own room, in our own space.
So the next morning, I woke up and I was just like weak and still feeling a little bit like I was just exhausted just after being up all night, and you were too. So I had called them and told them that I wasn't feeling well, and I was like, what do you want me to do? Because I was supposed to be speaking. And so I gave it, I think it was what time, I don't remember what time I was supposed to speak. Maybe it wasn't until like 10 or something, but it was like 7 a.m. I woke up and it was like, okay, as long as I can get cleaned up, get ready, let me just see if I can even put my makeup on and like fix my hair. And when I tried to do that, I had to sit in a chair. I was so weak. I was so out of energy. And I was sitting there like getting ready, just feeling absolutely miserable. And the nausea was gone. Like I was over the stomach bug part of it, but I was like, all I have to do is just get up there and speak and then just be done.
Yep.
So that's what I did. And I went over there and I remember walking up, there were a couple sets of stairs to get up to where like the stage area was in the backstage. And walking up those steps, I was like, my legs were weak. But thankfully my cousins they live kind of near there. So they brought me, they brought Panera bread, like chicken noodle soup and bread. And my appetite wasn't fully back, but I was able to eat like a little bit of that right before I went up to speak. And it gave me a tiny bit of energy to get through the talk. But then I just had to like go like plop in a chair afterwards because I was so done. But that was miserable for sure. Especially just knowing what you have, like you're supposed to be speaking. Right. Because that pressure doesn't allow you to relax. Like whenever you have things you have to do or make a decision on, can I do this or not? I didn't want to go up there and then still be sick, like think I'm fine and then be sick on stage. That would have been horrible. So thank the Lord it went okay. I was able to still do it.
Wow. Yeah, that was a tough trip, but it was a great trip, like great memories.
Great memories, yeah, aside from
And if you ever want to visit the Ark, go to the Ark.
Do go to the
Ark. What a
Ark.
cool place.
Do that, yeah.
It's an unbelievable exhibit. And all the stuff to do there.
Yeah.
So, okay. Ready, Jen, for the last one?
Let's go.
What brought you the most joy this week?
I think just spending time together as a family, because we were able to have some more extra downtime, more than we usually have. And anytime that we have that, it's just so sweet. I just love being together. Like I love it when you have time off work or Felicity has time off of school and we're just able to hang out, relax, go to the park, get a good coffee, binge watch a show. I don't know. I feel like that's just my favorite thing. Yeah. So that's what I loved the most this week. What about you?
Same. Being together, hanging out, not having a ton of obligations pressing you, and you can just kind of relax. Yeah. Spend time with the girls.
So good.
More than normal even. It's a lot of fun. Well, I enjoy spending time with you guys. Thanks for spending time with us.
It was fun.
And that was fun. So I 10 out of 10 recommend.
I love these cards.
Connect cards from Jinger. From Jeremy
and Audrey.
And Audrey. 100 questions to deepen and strengthen your relationship. Check it out at beating 50%. The 50 is 50%.com. It's not an ad,
so
just
fun.
our friends.
No, it's not.
Made
just
a
had
really
to throw
cool
that
game.
in there. These were fun.
And we'll come back to these.
We're going to be doing these on date nights now, babe.
Oh,
these
for
are so
sure.
fun. Oh, we missed some good ones. Just one more, but we're not going to answer it. What is your biggest pet peeve of mine?
Oh, well, it's called, I'll answer right now.
Nope. I know what it is. You want me to tell you?
Yeah, you tell me.
It's loud chewing.
Exactly.
And there's a condition There's a condition. We're convinced.
Yeah, no, I
It's
saw this the
real.
other day. There's an actual condition
real.
for the fear of loud chewing, and I have it. It's fight or flight for me.
Yep.
So you are so gracious. Sometimes if we're
Because I'm
sitting there at the
eating
table.
and he's like, turn on music. So I will turn on music. Or it's like people who, like, it would drive me nuts when my siblings would eat apples near me. Take the apples
Same.
away. Take the apples away.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Anyhow, these cards are great.
I wanted to
Fun.
end on like what brought you most joy this week, and she's like, "What's your biggest pet peeve about me?"
I had to because I knew what it was.
That's a great
I knew
ending
what
to
it
the
was.
episode.
All right. That's
All
the
right,
end, guys.
Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.